Good morning, Misamis City!
Good morning, Philippines!
It's a wonderful Monday morning and we are on the third week in the celebration of the National Reading Month.
Yes, Sir Daryl, and we're live here in Misamis City for the special coverage of Misamis City National High School's Share a Book and Storytelling Campaign Year 3.
To formally start this morning's activity, let us stand for the singing of the national anthem to be followed by the invocation.
Sa dagat at bundok, sa simoy at sa langit mong baga, may nilagang tula at awit sa paglayang minamahal, at islap ng watawat ko'y tagumpay na nagnilimig, ang bituing at araw niya kailan pa may magdidilig, lupa ng araw ng at ay pagsinta, buhay langit sa piling mo. Ang ligaya na pag may makapit, ang mamatay ng dahil sa'yo.
Dear God, we praise and honor you as the Lord of our lives and the Lord over all the earth and beyond. We pray, O God, for your mercy and forgiveness, especially in times when we forget about you and fail to follow your word. O God, we thank you for coming into our lives and remind us that there is always hope for those who pray and believe. For all that we have, our lives, our work, our families, our neighbors, our co-workers, our friends, and even those against us, for whom we also pray. Thank you. O God, as one family, as one Department of Education, teach us to serve you and your people without counting the cost. Teach us to humble ourselves in the name of public service and serve others above our personal interests. And help us to put our faith in action and see you in everything we do and all those we serve, especially our learners, the heart of Depenten. Guide and lead our learners, teachers, administrators and staff, family, community, and stakeholders to become faithful to our core values of makadiyos, makatao, makakalikasan, and makabansa, and enable us to contribute to building the nation and the world, and to make us worthy stewards of all your creation. We bring back all the glory and honor to you, O Lord, our God. Amen.
SABS Campaign is a program that has been running since 2017. To know more about this campaign, let us listen to the project organizer, senior high school teacher, Miss Jane Charity Madronero.
Good morning, everyone. I am thrilled to share with you the humble beginnings of the Share a Book and Storytelling campaign. In February 2017, we held the first ever SABS campaign at St. Joseph Orphanage with my then Humanities and Social Sciences majors. In the succeeding year, we conducted another SABS campaign to the 20 pupils of Laman Daycare Center who received books and heard our stories. It was led by the Interact Club of OCNHS. This year, the new normal, ushered by the COVID-19 pandemic, allowed us to virtually do the SPARQUE campaign. That is why I would like to express my heartfelt thanks to the people who have been very instrumental in the conduct of this activity, especially to our Schools Division Superintendent, Ma'am Jean G. Veloso, to our Assistant Schools Division Superintendent, Ma'am Myra Mebato, to our Division Supervisors, our OCNHS school leaders, headed by the Working Principal, Ma'am Lilibeth Abangonga, Ma'am Thelma Moreno, and our Assistant Principal for the Senior High School, Ma'am Ali Boncawil, and to the rest of the OCNHS family, especially my senior high school colleagues. Thank you so much for allowing this activity to happen, for us to promote the love for reading and storytelling and the appreciation to the art of the reading process. Let us help change the world, one reader at a time. God bless everyone.
Thank you so much, Mom Jane, for that brief overview of the advocacy.
This year's SPARQUE campaign is truly special as it is the first time we're holding it virtually.
That's right. And it is also special as we have invited special guest storytellers for our young audiences.
I am truly excited to hear from them, Ma'am Nicolene.
I am too. So let me introduce our first guest storyteller. She is the lovely and alluring beauty queen who represented the province of Misamis Oriental in the staging of the 2020 Miss Universe Philippines. Her presence made a lot of social media noise with her smart and spontaneous answer during the preliminary round.
Oh yes, I remember she answered that her favorite design word is puhon.
Right, and her utter elegance, wit, coupled with her confidence, make her a true queen and made her a part of the top 16 candidates. She is a proud advocate of storytelling and believes that if we share stories, we know better. And when we know better, we do better. And by that, we become greater.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's give a resounding applause to Miss Universe Top 16, Miss Caroline Joy Veramelia.
Mayong adlaw sa inyong tanan, ako si Ate Carol, Miss Universe Philippines, Misamis Oriental 2020. Karong adlaw, basahon ako para sa inyo ang kwento nga si Gab at ang Higanteng Bag by Kuya Kurt John Segi. Masayang pumapasok si Gab tuwing Lunes. 3 kanto ang nilalakad niya bago marating ang paaralan. Pasan niya ang isang higanteng bag na kulay asul. Mas malaki ito sa kanya ng 5 beses. Hindi mga gamit sa paaralan ang laman ng higanteng bag. Sa isang digulong na bag nakalagay ang mga aklat, lapis at baong pagkain ni Gab. Bakit may pasan siyang malaking bag? Bulong ng mga nakakakita kay Gab. Tuwing dumarating si Gab sa silid-aralan, ay pinagmamasdan siya ng buong klase dahil sa kanyang higanteng bag. Ano ba ang laman ng malaking bag mo? Tanong ng mga kaklase. Hindi pa nakikita ng mga kaklase ni Gab ang laman ng higanteng bag. Nagtaka rin sila dahil iba-iba ang hugis ng bag. Madalas ay maraming bukol. Minsan ay parang may tao sa loob. Isang Lunes habang hindi pa dumarating ang guro ni Gab, naglaro ang klase. Hinulaan nila ang laman ng malaking bag. Magbigay ka naman ng clue, sigaw ng malusog na si Dan. Nakakatulong ako sa paligid kapag nangunguha kami niyan, pinagmamalaki ni Gab. Kinapa ni Dan ang ibabaw ng bag. Psh, psh, psh. Mga dahon? Halaman ang laman ng bag? Tanong ni Dan. Hindi, sabay iling ni Gab. Bago umuwi ay pumupunta si Gab sa bahay ng katabi ng paaralan. Doon niya dinadala ang laman ng higanting bag. Maraming nakatambak na sirang gamit, mga bote at plastik sa labas. "Tao po, Mang Lito," tawag ni Gab. Pumasok si Gab kina Mang Lito. Muli niyang nakita ang laman ng bag. Ang tatay ni Gab, si Gab, at si Mang Lito na bumibili ng laman ng bag ang tanging nakakaalam ng laman ng higanting bag. Tuwing lalabas sa pintuan ni Mang Lito, hindi napasa ni Gab ang higanting bag. Nakatiklop na ang bag, nakalagay sa isang bulsa na degulong na bag. Kling ting ting kling! Lalong nagiging masaya ang Lunas ni Gab tuwing maririnig ang kalansing ng mga barya sa kanyang bulsa. Bago umuwi sa bahay ay dumaraan si Gab sa Sonia Store. Isang kanto ang layo nito sa kanilang bahay. Hindi niya nakakalimutang ibili ng pasalubong ang bunsong si Kenneth. Sa paglalakad doon ay napapansin ni Gab ang isang matandang babaeng naglalako ng banana Q. Mula sa kanyang bulsa, dumukot si Gab ng barya at bumili sa matanda. "Salamat, iho," sabi ng lola. Minsan habang nasa tindahan ni Aling Sonia ay nakita si Gab ni Joy. Nagtataka si Joy dahil hindi napasa ni Gab ang higanting bag. So nagtanong si Joy, "Nasaan ang higanting bag?" "Wala na, ipinagbili ko na at ito ang kapalit." Ipinakita ni Gab ang biniling pasalubong at ang maraming barya. Naiwang nag-iisip si Joy habang si Gab ay masayang naglalakad pa uwi. Tuwing Sabado at Linggo pagkatapos magsimba, sumasama si Gab sa kanyang tatay. Namamangka sila sa ilog Pasig na katabi ng kanilang bahay. Bitbit ang dalawang mahabang patpat, kinukuha nila ang mga lumulutang na plastik at sirang gamit sa ilog Pasig. Napupuno nila ang 3 sako. Pagdating sa bahay ay huhugasan ni Gab ang mga nakuha mula sa ilog Pasig. Pagkatapos patuyuin, yuyupiin ito ng tatay niya at ilalagay sa higanting bag. Lunes noon at eksaktong kaarawan ni Gab. Pagkatapos umawit ang buong klase ng happy birthday, hiniling nila na ipakita ang laman ng higanting bag. So dahan-dahang binuksan ni Gab ang kanyang bag. Nasasabik ang buong klase at kanya-kanyang pagsigaw ng hula nila hanggang makita nila ang mga plastik na bote at sirang gamit. "Ano yan? Basura?" Halos magkakasabay na sigaw ng klase. "Oo, pero hindi naman marumi dahil nilinis na namin ni tatay. Kinukuha namin yan sa ilog Pasig. At tuwing Lunes ay dala ko upang ipagbili kina Mang Lito. Diyan ko kinukuha ang aking pambaon. Sabi ni tatay, marangal naman ang ginagawa namin. Nakakatulong pa kami sa paligid." Pagmamalaking paliwanag ni Gab. Pumalakpak ang buong klase at muling umawit ng happy birthday. Nang sumunod na Lunes, nagulat si Gab. Nakasabay niya sina Dan at Joy. Mayroon din silang higanting bag. Kahel ang kay Joy at berde ang kay Dan. "May higanting bag na rin kami," wika ni Joy. "Sasamahan ka na namin," dagdag ni Dan. Masayang masaya si Gab. Magkakasabay na pumasok ang 3 magkakaibigan. Ayan na, eto na si Joy, si Gab, at saka si Dan. At doon nagtatapos ang ating kwento. So, mga kabataan, ano ang natutunan nyo sa kwento ng si Gab at ang higanting bag? I'm sure meron yan. Kaya naman, I hope that you would enjoy reading kasi hindi lamang ito pampawiden ng imagination, pero marami din tayong natututunan na leksyon at mga aral dito. So guys, I hope you enjoyed etong binasa ko sa inyo na story. Thank you so much for having me and I hope that you would continue to value your education at lagi kayong mag-aaral at magbabasa. Daghang salamat!
That was such a very timely story shared by our Miss Universe aspirant, as we are now facing various environmental challenges.
That's true. As a matter of fact, the devastating typhoons that wreaked havoc in the country explains why we need to seriously protect our environment.
Indeed, we can do so by collecting reusable plastics and selling them instead of throwing them anywhere. Exactly like what Gab did.
This time, let us listen to another storytelling advocate who actually co-founded Basadours Philippines, a non-profit organization and a network of reading ambassadors in the country. She is also a journalist, a social development worker, and a mother of 3. She spreads the love of reading because she believes it can nurture their skills in writing and speaking. She also thinks that the world will be a lonely, ugly place to live in if we don't have storytellers. Friends, dear viewers, let us welcome Miss Chris Ever Latorofolo.
Mayong adlaw mga bata, ako di ay si Ate Ever, ug ako taga Cebu. Kay ba mo asa ang Cebu? Sakto, ang Cebu naa sa Visayas or specifically sa Central Visayas or Region 7. Karong adlaw, magbasa ko ninyo og sugilanon. Ug ang sugilanon giuluhan og silurat, kidhat, pirok ug piyong. Istorya ni Virgilio Esalmario ug ang mga dibuho niini gibuhat ni Albert E. Gamos. Gipati kini sa Adarna House. Unsa man? Andam na ba mo maminaw sa istorya? Andam na? Kay ako, andam na kaayo. Sugod na ta. Sila ni Lurat, Kidhat, Pirok ug Piyong nangisda kausa sa usa ka basong tubig. Ang gisakyang pangka usa ka gamatoing bakyak. Palito sa puspuro ang bugsay ug gisiun ang layag. Nagbitbit si Lurat ug gamay lampara. Si Kidhat tulo ka pandisal ang dala. Si Pirok sa iyang hawak nagtakin ug usa ka bali nga espada. Unya si Piyong basket nga busluton ang iyaha. Mihayag ang bulan ug gipangutana sila. Unsay inyong gipangita? Lurat, Kidhat, Pirok, o Piyong. Mitubag si Kidhat. Among pangitaon ang bituong tahom. Wala madugay, miabot ang panganod. Na wala ang bulan, mipuli ang kangit-ngit. Kidhat! Pirok! Piyong! Tsabaw ni Lurat. Dayong abli sa lampara nga iyang gibitbit. Mao nga bisag ang balod, kalit nga milikit, ug sa kusog nga hangin ang layag samot ngam nagisi. Nakalingkawas ang bangka sa batong hait. Nasakay silang Lurat, Kidhat, Pirok, ug Piyong. Kalit mitungha ang usa ka rompe kandado. Giusap-usap ni ini ang bugsay nga palito. Unya sa pagbalik lanog gamiingon, gigutom pa ko, kamong upat, bantay mo. Apan si Kidhat, kinsa to si Kidhat, ug unsay gidala ni Kidhat, apan si Kidhat daling mipatiwala. Miabi-abihon kaayong mihagad sa isda. Pare, akong pandisal, labaw panglami, kaysa among managsuon nga kinabuhi. Niining tanyag, misugot ang rompe kandado. Iyang dawaton ang pandisal, ni kidhat nga tulo. Apan sa iya nakining nakaon misakit ang iyang tiyan. Kay di ay napuno naman ug agupop ang pan. Kalit nga niabot ang usa ka kugitang mabangis ug ang bangka nga bakya iyang gisakmit. Pipila ka guting na lang ang bangka malunod lagmit nga sakay silang. Lurat, kidhat, pirok, o piyong. Miluhod sa kahadlok si Lurat o si kidhat. Ang basket nga buslod gitaklob ni piyong sa iyang ulo. Apan, si pirok, bisan og nagahilak, mihulbot sa iyang espada o gituslok ang kugita. Kay gitayaan mang kini bisag dili hait, nahadlok si kugita nga matitanos ug masakit. Diha-diha dayon misibog bisag walay garas ug silang Lurat, kidhat, pirok, ug piyong naluwas. Sa kalit lang, mihayag ang palibot nila ug ang mga managsuon hapit mabuta. Singgit ni Lurat, ang bituong tahom! Anaa! Apan wala nila mabuka ang ilang mga mata. Nabuta ang tulo, gawas kang piyong. Ug sa hinay-hinay ang bituong tahom iyang gilanit unya gisulod sa basket iyang dala ug kini gitakluban. Nanguli ang upat nga hastang lipaya kay ang ginadamgong bituon nakuha na nila. Apan pagkaguol sa nahitabo, paglusad sa dagat, wala na didto ang bituon kay ang basket buslot. Ug sukad ni adto ang managsuon nagpangita gihapon sa bituong tahong. Ginamit nila ang ilang mga mata. Milurat, mikidhat, mipirok, ug mipiyong. Katapusan. Si Lurat, kidhat, pirok, ug piyong. Sugilanon ni Virgilio S. Almario ug mga dibuho ni Albert E. Gamos. Gipatik sa Adarna House. Unta nalingaw ra mo sa istorya, sa sunod na pud nga higayon ayaw kalimti ug ngadto sa Facebook page sa Basadours aron makapaminaw ug makakita pa mo og daghang mga sugilanon. Ako dai sa Ati Evert, ug gikan diri sa Cebu. Adto na ko. Bye.
So at this juncture, we will listen to one more storyteller. This time, our very own student from senior high school, grade 11 Pro Team. She will be sharing Frances Hodgson Burnett's A Little Princess. Let us put our hands together for Sofia Loren Sarzuelo.
Greetings, everyone. I am dressed as one of the characters of the story. To find out who I am portraying to, let me read you a book about Frances Hodgson Burnett's A Little Princess. Sarah Crew was just 7 years old when she went on a long journey with her father. They traveled all the way from India to England, where Sarah would attend Miss Minchin's School for Girls. "Here we are, Sarah," said Captain Crew, making his voice sound as cheerful as possible. But Sarah could not hide her sad feelings. Captain Crew was going to miss his little girl very much. Ever since his wife passed away years before, it had just been him and Sarah. Before sailing back to India, he bought her fancy clothes, fine books, and a beautiful doll that Sarah named Emily. Sarah quickly made friends with a girl named Ermengarde. She made other friends too by telling girls wonderful stories. One day, Sarah noticed someone else listening. A girl with dirty clothes and a smudged face. This girl was not the student. She worked at the school hauling coal and scrubbing floors for Miss Minchin. The servant girl's name was Becky. Even though it was against the rules, Sarah often invited Becky to her pretty room to hear more stories, have some food, and get warm by the fire. Sarah's kindness made Becky very happy. Once I was standing in the street, I saw a real princess, Becky told Sarah. You remind me of her. Sarah wondered what it would feel like to be a princess and do good things for people. I think I'll begin to pretend I am a princess, Sarah said. One afternoon, there was an exciting news for Sarah. Captain Crew had sent a letter describing the work he was doing with an old friend. They planned to dig mines and search for diamonds. If they were successful, Sarah and her father would be as rich as royals. Then, on Sarah's 11th birthday, she received another letter, one that changed everything. Sarah was told that Captain Crew had never found the diamonds. He had become very ill and passed away. Suddenly, Sarah had no family, no money, and no place to go. You are like Becky now, said Miss Minchin. You must work for a living. Miss Minchin took away Sarah's beautiful clothes. She moved Sarah out of her lovely bedroom and up to her dreary room in the attic near Becky's room. The bed was hard. The wind howled through the window panes and the rats scurried across the cold, bare floor. Sarah tried to find things to make her happy. Watching the sparrows hopping around the rooftops, Sarah felt as she had the sky and the world to herself. Gazing at the attic windows in the empty house next door, she hoped someone nice would move in so they could visit each other. One day, Sarah had a big surprise. A monkey came into her window. A man named Ramdas quickly climbed in to retrieve him. He'd recently moved into the house next door, along with a gentleman whom from India was searching for the daughter of an old friend. When Ramdas got back home, he told the gentleman all about the girl, who looked like a beggar but spoke and acted like a princess. It was hard being a servant. Sarah was often cold and hungry. Even then, Sarah decided she would always remain the princess on the inside. She found money in the street one day and used it to buy 6 buns at the bakery. Sarah planned to eat them all until she saw a girl who looked even hungrier than she was. Sarah gave the girl 5 buns and kept just 1 for herself. That night, Sarah was pleased to have a visitor in her room. Ermengarde had bought a hamper of food to share with Sarah and Becky. Let's pretend it's a fancy party, cried Sarah, decorating the table with Ermengarde's shawl. But before the pretend princess feast could even begin, the girls heard loud and angry footsteps on the stairs. Miss Minchin burst into the room and took everything away. Sarah, you have no breakfast or dinner tomorrow, she shouted. Sarah cried herself to sleep. When she woke up, she discovered a rug on the floor, a new quilt on the bed, a warm fire in the grate, a table covered with food, and a pile of new books. A note read, to the little girl in the attic from a friend. One night, she heard a strange sound. She opened a window and saw her neighbor's monkey on the roof. Sarah coaxed him inside and carried him safely to his home next door. Ramdas greeted Sarah and introduced her to a gentleman from India. Mr. Carrisford was pleased to finally meet her. She asked her many questions. Soon, he realized that the little girl who lived in the attic was the very girl he'd been searching for. Mr. Carrisford explained that Captain Crew had been his friend. Like Sarah's father, he had also become ill while searching for diamonds. But he had recovered and he'd found millions of diamonds. That was when he vowed to find Captain Crew's daughter and take care of her. "I have been looking for you for 2 years," the gentleman said. "And I was at Miss Minchin's all the time," Sarah said in a whisper, right next door. Sarah never went back to Miss Minchin's. She had a home again, and people who cared for her, and more money than she could ever imagine. Becky had a new home too, when she came to live with Sarah and Mr. Carrisford. Not long afterwards, Sarah made visit to the bakery she'd gone to when she was starving. She asked the baker woman to always offer buns to any hungry children who passed by. "Then please send the bills to me," she said. Rich or poor, Sarah was happy when she was able to help others, just like a real princess would. So that's the end of the story. Thank you for listening.
That's it for today's storytelling session. Tomorrow, we will have more of these as we listen to another set of storytellers and bearers of hope and inspiration.
Absolutely! Tune in to OCNHS official updates page tomorrow, November 24 at 8:30 in the morning for more magical stories and exciting prizes.
Also, help us share word by posting the hashtag #SAPsCampaign2020.
This has been your host, Ms. Nidalyn Prete,
And I am Daryl Henry Ingresha, your senior high school reading advocates, saying, reading is a journey. It will take you to places. Thank you and mabuhay!